I just want to say right up front before we get into this video, I've got nothing against Champion Power equipment. In fact, I've got one of those small portable 2000 watt generator inverters that I've had for a couple of years. It runs great. I haven't had a lick of trouble with it. So nothing against Champion whatsoever. As a matter of fact, this is more a fail on my part than Champion's part. I was negligent and derelict of my duties as far as looking into the features on this unit, and this is more about making sure you don't make the same mistake if you're looking for the same thing I'm looking for. So with that said, here we go. Got the door off for the access to the oil fill and empty, so it's probably going to be a little noisier. Well, I made a mistake. It's not Champion's fault. It's my fault for not taking the time to look close enough at the options, at the design. I'll cut to the chase here. I've got a whole home generator that's in the process of being installed, 20 kilowatt Kohler. But I don't want to be running that thing in the case of a long-term outage. I don't want to be running that thing 24 hours a day. It can really gobble up the fuel. We're talking in the neighborhood of 2.5 to 3 gallons of propane per hour. So I wanted something that I could run my OLED television, my sound system, a few lights, my refrigerator, and that's going to be economical to run, you know, for several hours. The problem I have is this: everything is handled with this one knob here. You turn it over here to choke it, press this button to start it. This is the run position. This not only shuts off the fuel, but it shuts off the ignition. So you've got no way to shut off the fuel supply independently of the ignition. So you can't run the carburetor dry. It's very important, as you know, to run the carburetor dry when you're using fuel that has alcohol in it. So that's the first problem. Second problem is there's no fuel selector switch. Maybe it's automatic, maybe it's not, I don't know. But what do you do if you've got the tank full of gasoline and you want to run propane? Any other generator I've seen that's dual fuel, you've got a manual switch that you switch it over to propane, back to gasoline, propane, back. Maybe that's integrated in here, I don't know. It doesn't mention anything in the manual. There's nothing on here to indicate it. All it says in the manual is out of the box you can run it on either fuel. It doesn't talk about switching it back and forth. What's the deal? Okay, I don't know. The other issue I've got, obviously, besides not being able to get rid of the crappy gasoline sitting in the bowl of the carburetor, is the fact that there's no access, no jack for a battery maintainer. I would like to see, like most other generators in this class have, a little jack here where I can plug in a battery tender so that when this thing is in storage and I go to use it, I know that the battery's going to be up. Nothing. The other issue I have is this gauge here. This IntelliGauge. We'll go down the list here. It starts out, that's the voltage, 122 volts. That's the cycles, 60 hertz. That's the amount of time it's been run since the last start. That's the amount of time it's been run in its lifetime. And that's it. All you've got is this series of LEDs here to show you what the duty is, how much the amperage, the current draw is. By the way, I'm running this thing out of fuel right now so that I can return it to the local farm store. I've made a mistake. I'm going to return it. And I just wanted to mention these items in case you're in the market to buy one of these units. Be aware, this would be great for somebody that wants simplicity. But for somebody that wants control, this is not the generator for you.
Again, I've got nothing bad to say about Champion generators. I just happened to select the wrong model that had the wrong feature set. This model does not have the features that I think are necessary on a portable generator.
Is a reminder to take your break-in procedure seriously. Change your oil repeatedly initially. Particles coming out of that oil. So make sure you break these things in properly. Use a high zinc, high phosphorus motor oil to seat the rings, and at least change it once or twice initially to flush this stuff out. Give that little engine a chance.